Morning, morning, John Augustine back again. The year 2005, a few of the events that occurred. So, always things happening. On the 17th of February 2005, 17 people were detained by the Gardaí for suspected activity in relation to a bank robbery in which millions were robbed in I think it was the Northern Bank in Belfast, and apparently one of the employees was held captive and had to open the bank, and 23 million or more was stolen, the biggest in history. In December 2004, and 2.3 million sterling was seized in Cork. I think there was a financier down there that had a reputable reputation, but unfortunately he handled this, and it was stolen money. It was being, the word, dispersed. So there were 17 people arrested. So probably we'll hear about that in some other part, 2006 perhaps or something. But that was big news of that robbery. Funny enough, it wasn't reported in 2004 as far as I can see. So it should have been, because it was one of the biggest robberies in this country and perhaps in other countries. So there you are. Just shows you what can happen. But what thieves do, robbers, criminals. And then on the 4th of March 2005, Sinn Fein, the 100th, they call it, the 100th Sinn Fein Ardash, which means the Irish for this meeting, was held in the RDS, that's the Royal Dublin Society, a big venue in Bridge in Dublin, and usually there must have been a lot at it when they had that event, but that doesn't come cheap. So they were marching on, weren't they? Now they have as many seats as Fianna Fáil, 37. They might get more in the next election. Because this crowd has been running the thing, running the government, 3 different parties, all with lost seats, Fianna Gael, Fianna Fáil, and the Green Party, who's inflicted such evil. Imagine anybody being bothered having nothing to do with them. They've increased the cost of living in this country. They're up to no good. It could be the communist sort of a plot to sort of destabilise the economic situation in countries. There's experts talking about that, particularly in the United States, to see the evidence. Yeah. The climate change nonsense, that's part of it. Increasing prices here, there, and yonder, and doing all sorts of things as if they can control the climate. God will control that. I mentioned something about Saint Faustina, the vision that Jesus said to her. The end times, the sun won't shine, the moon won't shine, be darkness. Now, the 11th of March 2005, something very sad and unnecessary happened. The Irish sugar factory closed in Carlow with the loss of 700 jobs, and not talking about their head office in Earlsfort Terrace, where there was staff employed there. To do away with such a basic item was the most stupidest and decision ever taken, and it was taken by a Fianna Fáil minister, Mary Coughlin, a teacher. Should have never been a minister for agriculture, just because the EU, I tell the EU to take a jump for themselves. There was 3 sugar factories or 4 here. There was one in Mallow and somewhere else. There was one in Tuam for the west, and farmers were growing beet. And we had our own sugar. There's nothing wrong with it. It was lovely. Now we're getting sugar from God knows where. And look at the way the price of fuel has gone. It's lucky where it's not even higher than it is, and it could go higher. I remember when I was young, there was a scarcity of sugar, and it was brown sugar, and you didn't know what you were getting. And people don't remember these things. They suffer from amnesia. But I don't, because I remember all this. Because I was born in the start of the war. Old, but young in here in the heart. Your soul is always young. It doesn't age. Irish sugar factory closed in Carlow with the lot. And never mind, there was, what about the farmers? Their income must have dropped. And then they were growing peat now. They wouldn't know how to grow it probably now. What a stupid thing to do. Unnecessary. Should be opening factories, not closing, and to do with food. We were self-sufficient in sugar, and farmers were involved in it as well. Oh goodness, I remember in Carlow when I used to be travelling, as the fella says, and you'd be to goodness there was more tractors and lorries going in with beet. There'd be hold-ups and they'd be going back for quite a bit. So I mean, there was great activity, and the same in Mallow. Oh God, what a stupid decision! What a youth! Mary Coughlin Fianna Fáil. Bertie Ahern, what was wrong with him? She might be a nice person, not disputing that, but it's the decisions. And they're still making a cut of things. Closing Carlow with the loss of 700 jobs. Where were they going to get jobs? They wouldn't be computer literate and all this. Old God, it's food jobs. It's jobs in food that's needed in this country more than anything. And export quality stuff. Look at the lovely greenery that we have, not used properly at all. Vegetables and all the rest of it could be produced. Strawberries, apples, sour apples, well, it's lovely. Look at the apples now. We don't know what way their trees are coming from, God knows where, as far as Chile, I think. Some cases I remember coming across it. Now, that was very bad. I remember that, and I would have commented about it to it because I was calling to customers here, there, and yonder, and I would have commented about that. On the 27th of March, a sad little event occurred for Cian O'Connor. He was a horse at competitions, and he was quite good, but he was stripped of his Olympic gold medal. There seemed to be always denying Irish people gold medals on some pretext or another. As if like he was a crook or something, his horse was supposed to be doped. How do we know that? They're up to no good, in my opinion. So didn't they arrest the president of the Olympics there, Pat Hickey, in Brazil or Argentina, or whatever old country that they were acting the card, and somebody had talking about tickets. Do you ever hear the like of it? And they were found innocent eventually, but this old minister that was out there, what was his name? He was actually a senator for a long time from the university, writes in the Independent. Oh, what's his name? He ran back here anyway, looking for to have an inquiry instead of standing up for Patrick Hickey and the other man that was arrested and demanded their release forthwith. But he didn't do that. Fraud. So there you are, Cian O'Connor, stripped of his title. I feel sorry for Cian, and because he was a good lad and a good representative of this country, and he didn't deserve for that to happen to him. No, sorry, he did not. So there we are. That's the end of that, and you'll want to hear from me now. Tomorrow's Sunday. Today's the 19th. Tomorrow's the 20th. Doesn't time march on? Yeah. Well, have a good day as best you can. I don't think it's raining at the minute, but you wouldn't know it could have deluge could come again. I was going to go out there for to do a nice chore, which would be outdoors, but as soon as I stuck my snout out, but when it was out earlier, it was seemed to be dry. The sun come out for a bit, but hopped in again, sharpish, and good deluge came down, so I couldn't go out. And we don't think it's raining now. I saw one or two once going past there walking. Mind you, they were togged out for McDonald's. It's that country, isn't it? You get the 4 seasons, and when you get rain, you get heat, you get cold. Bye now. Have a good day as best you can.